shown how to create muzzle flashes in the past with tips on how to tie them best into your scene. Of course, having actual blanks in the gun doing it all in camera is always preferred, but 99% of the time we don't have access to that due to safety and cost. So today we're looking at two unique ways to create muzzle flashes for your film. The first is through a plugin that I've been toying around with lately, and the other is doing it yourself from scratch without having to spend any money at all. But before we get into that, I want to thank our sponsors for making this episode possible, and that is, of course, Domain.com. Domain.com is all your website needs, including .com and .net.
Hey, this is different.
Yeah,
Why are you doing this?
Figured we'd just do it up front, get it out of the way, and then it's just all content. You know what I'm saying? We just get in the car.
This is weird.
We just content.
I don't like change. You know how I feel about change. I don't like it, Ryan!
Domain.com is all your website needs, including .com and .net domain names and intuitive website builders. They're affordable, reliable, and have all the tools that you need to start sharing your ideas with the world on a professional website.
So weird.
And if you want to brand yourself online, Domain.com has over 300 domain name extensions to fit your needs, from .club to .space. And as always, they're giving you 15% off their already affordable prices when you get domain names, web hosting, and email. Just use our code FilmRiot at Domain.com's checkout. But now, let's jump into our first method of creating a muzzle flash with the plugin called Bang.
Wasn't bad.
You see, it's like transitioning. It's not like, you know, and now we're just going to do the thing.
No, I see why you did it.
Yeah.
So awesome!
Bang is a $75 plugin for After Effects that may be the easiest way to handle the process that I've found so far. So we have this shot here, no muzzle flash, of course, since this is a prop gun because safety. But before I add the plugin on the clip, I'm going to prep the footage, which is just me going through the clip, finding where the shots happen and setting a marker on those frames, which I do by hitting the asterisk key. And now I'll throw on the Bang plugin, which adds 4 modules in your effects panel. You have Selector, Builder, Instance, and Bang.
That's my favorite one.
Oh my God, no. But to start us off, I'll go into Instance, and you can see here we already have a flash in. To position it, I'll click the target for the position and click it on the end of our barrel. Then I'll grab the aim target right in our composition window and move that to line up with the barrel like so. And you can see here, as I move that around, these flashes are actually 3D, so this will work for any angle that your talent is shooting in. But once I have something that matches, I'll set my position and aim keyframes. Then with my playhead over the first marker, I'll click Bang, which is automatically going to create keyframes to turn the flash on and off. Then I'll go to my next marker, move my position and aim targets, then click Bang again, and I'll continue this for each shot, and once we're done, we have this. Now we can go back and adjust the positions if we need, but I'm happy with that, so we're going to move on to change the look of our flash, which to do that, we're going to go into Flash Builder. First, we can adjust the length of our flash, and I'll make this one a bit longer. Then we can adjust our shape. Right here, there are some pre-built shapes for you to start from, or you can start from a flat shape. And you can see how intuitive this is. If we start from this flat shape, we can alt-click to create new position points and adjust to build out the shape that we like for our gun. Then down here we can add pedals, which this would be for specific types of guns or stylized effects. But just like the main flare, you can adjust the length and create custom shapes if you want. Down here we can get into the color, brightness fall off, and displacement to customize it all even further. So really, if you wanted to, you could take this very stylized and create an almost sci-fi style flash as well. And finally, in the Bang module, you can continue customizing the look with the glow radius and brightness, the rendering options, and you can match the grain of your piece here to help the final composite. So once we've done all of that, we have this. But we have no light interaction here. Like we've shown a few times on the show, the best thing to do is to have a practical light as an effect to kick the light onto your subject in the actual shot. But if that isn't possible, or for whatever reason you just don't have it, you can jump here and add a relighter module. This will automatically add light to your scene with each flash and to the color of the flash too, or a custom color if you'd rather. You can see here that it's pulling a Lumimat to add the light to, so you can adjust there as well to dial that in. But now with the shape how we want it and our light in, we have this, which is looking really solid. It is missing smoke, which is one of the biggest factors for me with a muzzle flash, so you'll definitely want to add that in as well. And if you're doing automatic fire, you can jump back into Instance and adjust the number of rounds. So if you wanted a triple burst from this, we could take it to 3, and there you go. And you can see that the light is automatically adjusting to that too. So all in all, this is a really excellent plugin that will save you a ton of time. But another option is to create your own muzzle flash from scratch, which is something that Thompson did for a few shots in Ballistic. Even Even though we use real rounds, the muzzle flashes wouldn't always show up because of the frame rate, so we would add them back in to match the real ones. Now to make our own, we're going to start by creating a solid layer in a new After Effects composition. Then we're going to apply fractal noise effect to it. We'll boost the effect complexity to max, then alter the brightness and contrast until you can make out separate shapes in the random noise. It's best to scale up the noise in the transform settings, then move the position around until you find a shape that will work well for a muzzle flash. Once you've found a shape that you like, use the pen tool and mask around it. If you get a sharp edge like we did here, apply the roughen edges effect, change the border sharpness and scale settings until you get an edge that works for your specific muzzle flash. And this is better than just feathering the mask because it adds turbulent texture. Now to get rid of the solid brightness in the center of the flash, create a new solid layer and apply another fractal noise. Set the first muzzle layer track matte to Luma Matte, and this is going to fill the solid white with the fractal noise from the layer above, acting as sort of a dynamic range effect. Next, create an adjustment layer above the two solids. Go to Effects, Blur and Sharpen, CC Radial Fast Blur to create an effect of motion and dial down the amount to make it more subtle. If you want your muzzle flash to be aiming toward the camera, then leave it radial blur centered, or if it's from an angle, like from the side, then you can change the angle of the blur to match. For coloring, you can use curves to boost the reds and lower the blues, or you can use Video Copilot's free plugin VC Color Vibrance, selecting a warm color and changing the strength until it has the look that you're happy with. If you want multiple muzzle flashes, you could duplicate the comp and look for more fractal noise shapes to mask until you have multiple unique muzzle flashes. Again, smoke is one of the biggest factors, so for this, we shot our own assets using compressed air in front of a black background and from various angles. We just use this can of compressed air for dusting off your keyboard. When you flip it upside down, you get this hit of smoke. Thompson then used the smoke in these two muzzle flash effects to tie it all together and make it feel as real as possible. But that's it, a few unique ways to make better muzzle flashes for your films. As always, you can follow me on Twitter right here, and if you want to follow the rest of the Film Riot team or my other channels, check the notes below for all those links as well, and I'll see you next time when I accept that it's just a leap of faith.
And bang it.
Oh my.